Hello, welcome along again to Going Places 110. I'm Paul. Schadenfreude. It's a German word which means taking pleasure in other people's misfortune. If you're familiar with this channel, you'll know that I normally do these intros in the car, going to an event or other. Should have been going to the Scottish Torque Show up in Fife today, but unfortunately having some issues with the car. So this purpose of this video really is just to show you what the issue with the car is, and just to see what options there are available. So yeah, let's have a look at the car. So anybody that's familiar with the channel will know that the car's not normally plugged into a trickle charger because it's normally a daily. Never had any issues with the battery before. Unfortunately I sent the car down to be ceramic coated, and while it was down there I received a phone call saying that the battery had effectively died. So we've managed to get the car jump started and back on a trickle charger back to the house. Let's have a quick look at that. So as you can probably just about make out from the orange cable there, car's plugged into a C-Tech charger. Managed to get the car back, and fortunately didn't open or didn't unlock the boot. So we've got the car hooked up. You just about make out the terminals there. We've got the car hooked up to a C-Tech charger. Now with these chargers, they're all fairly similar. There's actually two in here of slightly different sizes. One's an official McLaren charger, the other's a generic C-Tech charger. The battery is keeping a charge. The battery is actually charging, or it's holding a charge certainly. Unfortunately, the car, as soon as we switch the car on, as you'll see from the video I'm about to put on, when the engine's running, it just dissipates. So potentially an alternator issue.
If the alternator's working properly, that should be up over 13.5 volts.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see it
just constantly
almost
dropping.
kind of 14, but that's just consistently dropping. That'll just be obviously what it's using off for running the engine and everything. But as soon as you kind of turned it on and the fuel pump kicks in, it dropped from like 12.5 volts right down to 12.11, and then when you started it, it's just been decreasing the whole time.
So it's just the opposite.
So it's taking a charge off the trickle charger, but as soon as you start the car, there's nothing there putting any voltage through it.
Because the car has got charged to the battery, we can actually at least get in it, which is a start. See, the first issue there we go, so it's telling us that the comfort entry is available, but it's not. You'll see on the top right hand side there, we've got the fuel range, but for some reason we don't have what's normally there, which is the battery range. So it's showing that obviously that there's an issue with the battery module, which is connecting, which communicates with the car, because we're not getting that. So hopefully there's it's down to a low voltage error. We would be able to start the car. I'm not going to start the car this time because it does cause untold issues and just runs the car down. But some signs of low voltage when you're starting these cars is the ESC warning. It potentially shows a limp hone mode, tyre pressure monitors, all of that. So if your dash does kind of light up like a Christmas tree, one of the issues that it can be caused by is a low battery voltage. In some circumstances you get this system communication error as well, which means that the battery control module isn't communicating with the car either. So as you can see on the right hand side there, the battery range is missing. Some of you watching this video might not have been so lucky in that position. You might have come to the car, potentially if it's been sitting on charge for a while, and it might be completely dead, so with no access to open the bonnet. There's a few videos out there on YouTube, but we'll just kind of quickly talk you through, if you have one of these cars, how to get into it if the battery is completely dead. So on the 540C, 570 GT, 570S, there is a couple of options available. If there is charge in the battery, which in our case there is, there's potentially enough power to get the window down. Underneath the car, you're probably not going to be able to make it out from here, but underneath the car, quite close to the door, you may see under here, I'm probably just about focused on it, under that cap there is a place for the spare key to go. So inside the key fob itself there's a key blade. Let me see if I can show you that. So we have our McLaren key here. Inside the back of this, when you slide it off, It's quite tricky to do one-handed. So managed to take the back off, and just slides off forward, and you've got the key blade in here. Now that key blade again should just come out. Might need to cut for this a second. So there we go. So we take out the key blade. That then will go underneath the car. Under here, under where we found the slot. You probably will need a pair of pliers, but once that covers off, this will then open the passenger side door and allow you access to the cabin of the car. To be aware with that option though, that if you do try that, you see you will need to have charge of the battery, which in our case that was the case, because it's the alternator I think on this car rather than the battery that's gone. If you try to do that with no charge in the battery completely discharged, then the window won't go down. Obviously, as you know, with these cars, the window will need to drop before you can open that. So there is a second option to get into the bonnet. So on your front passenger side wheel, you can probably just about make out the gap in this car where somebody's had to reach in to do it. But inside here, there is a cable which runs towards the back of the car. It's almost like a motorbike cable. So in there, so it's a case of trying to get your hand in there, and if you can get a hold of that cable, you pull, and what that will then do is that will then manually release the bonnet. When you come round to the bonnet, it will allow you to open it, but it won't be completely unlatched. You can just about make out in here, inside the battery mechanism, there's this little switch, this little latch, which you then want to move to the left, and that will then open the bonnet. Just need to get your finger in there and move that across. Obviously, once you're then in the car, you've got this panel here, which you can see we've already got the charger attached to. But there's just these two little screws, one there, just a flathead screwdriver. What that'll do is that'll allow you to remove this panel, and that'll give you access to the battery bay, which is in here. This is still running after 9 years, the original lithium ion battery, so probably going to need to get that changed as well. We've hooked up our C-Tech or trickle charger here. See, you've got the option of an aftermarket C-Tech charger, a NOCO 500 charger. This is the original McLaren charger. If your battery is completely discharged and you're hooking it up, you might need to hold this reset button for 5 seconds. And what that'll do is you can see the light cycling through, and what that does is that resets. It just puts an additional charge into the battery to take the battery out of its sleep mode and allow it to accept the charge. So you're not causing any extra issues by just hitting that reset button every now and again. It's just delivering an extra bit of voltage into the car to bring the battery out of its sleep mode. So as you've seen from the video in relation to our own specific car here, the battery does actually hold or have a charge in it, but unfortunately because it's the alternator potentially rather than the battery that's gone, it's going to need to be the alternator that gets replaced. I'll put another video on once I've found out how much that's going to cost. The important thing just now is to keep the car on its trickle charger now that we've got access to it, because the battery on its own will just discharge, and then there'll be no access to the car. So if you can get it onto a charger, it's not going to charge up quickly because it is just a trickle charger. There has to be enough in the car to hopefully have a charge that allows it to charge. If it's completely discharged, then it may need to be jumped to get some voltage into it, or it may just need to be uplifted as is, but just to watch out for that as well. And so there we go, that's just a very quick video just to show you how to gain access to the car. I'll post a follow-up video just to show you how much it's going to cost for a new alternator. Another option which is available to McLarens and McLaren owners now, particularly with these older cars, obviously this car being 9 years old, 2016, there is the option to remove the lithium-ion battery, which normally runs to about £2,500 for a standard AGM battery, lead acid battery. With the conversion being done, that'll probably come in anywhere between sort of 500 and 700, depending on what sort of battery is being used and who's carrying out the work. For myself, my own car is going to be going over to STB Automotive over in Larkhall, who are the Scotland's only McLaren independent. Still using all McLaren parts there, so a bit of a no-brainer for me. I don't intend to pay McLaren labour rates for the same stuff, to be honest. So yeah, I will post up the update video as soon as I can. And as I say, coming back to Schadenfreude, for those that are following the channel, we will get some more car meets, some more videos up soon. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you for the follow-up to this one. Thanks for watching.